Starting today, we're taking our legendary floor flake system and bringing it indoors and upscale. Countertops, showers, vanities, you name it. The same bulletproof flake tech that crushes garage floors now makes your bathroom look custom without the custom price. High-end look, blue-collar budget? Let's roll. Stay tuned and enjoy the video. We have a hunting cabin. We're gonna hit the shower, we're gonna hit the vanity. So step one, we're gonna measure the vanity and add our standard overhangs. The standard overhang is 1.5 inches past the cabinet face frame. So we'll add 1.5 inches to the side and the front in case it's out of square. That's always a wise thing to do, especially if you have the room. The vanity's gonna bump against the wall, so we'll put backsplash on the left and the back. We're gonna lay out that vanity on our piece of MDF here. I'm gonna cut 2.5-inch strips. That's gonna double up my vanity so it appears as 1.5 inches thick, like a slab of granite. After we attach our drop edge, we're gonna round over the top and bottom. We'll Bondo that seam. When the Bondo's dry, we'll sand it smooth, and then we're gonna do undercoat. After the undercoat is dried, it's a nice thin layer of epoxy, 1 ounce per square foot. And then we're broadcasting a hybrid flake blend that mimics quartz countertops perfectly. It's the best quartz countertop I've ever made. I can't believe how easy it is either. Once the 1 ounce per square foot of SpeedCure epoxy is cured with the flakes on top, we'll scrape away any loose flakes and start building up the epoxy to make a nice smooth countertop. It's almost like doing a flake floor, but we're building it up so it's smooth like a countertop. We're doing SpeedCure under flakes and then art coat on top. After our flood coats of art coat has made the countertop completely smooth, we're gonna come back with a glossy ultimate top coat. This also has an undermount sink, so today you're gonna learn how we lay out and fabricate an undermount sink. All right, let's lay out this undermount sink. No template was provided, so my countertop's gonna sit on top. That's your undermount. I'm gonna bring my countertop 1/2 inch over this porcelain. So I'll measure porcelain to porcelain, porcelain to porcelain, subtract 1 inch, and then we're gonna do 3/4 inch radiuses on the perimeter. When using a hole saw or Forstner bit to cut holes out, don't push so hard that you blow out the bottom. That can happen. It's never ideal. So just take your time, let the tool do the work for you. All right, guys, best practice whenever applying a drop edge to your epoxy countertops, you're gonna want a layer of all-purpose Bondo covering that seam. It can ghost through later after you've poured the epoxy. You'll see that little line. So I'm gonna fill heavy with Bondo, let that dry, sand it back smooth, leaving a nice layer of Bondo covering that line. All right, guys, we've got our shower walls. So we started out with 1/2 inch foam that we picked up from our hardware store. That's XPS, extruded polystyrene, and it requires a seam right here. We haven't cut it to fully the size. I'm gonna seam it first, and then we're gonna cut that to fit and then coat it with our flakes. So to properly seam a shower wall, the steps are simple. We're gonna tape the back of our shower wall with blue or contractor's tape. You need 2 popsicle sticks. Just like when we seam countertops, we're gonna use those as spacers. We'll flip the shower wall over and then sand it really quickly with 220 grit, get rid of that dust, and then we're applying our shower mesh right directly to the foam. All right, guys, it's time to adhere the shower mesh that is now stuck to our foam panels with SpeedCure. SpeedCure is a new product. It's thicker than our quick coat. It's also much more UV resistant than our quick coat. This is my go-to product whenever I'm installing my shower mesh. Instead of doing 2 3-ounce per square foot coats of quick coat, we're gonna get away with 1 4-ounce per square foot coat of SpeedCure. I'll tint it gray, spread it with my hands, and a pro tip whenever putting epoxy over shower mesh, you don't want to catch that mesh and pull it up. Even if you're using that notch trowel, very gingerly. If you do, don't panic, let it cure, and then you're gonna sand any floating mesh back smooth with that epoxy surface. You're gonna be able to move on to the next step without applying another coat. When it comes time to mix your SpeedCure, it's just the same as art coat. We're gonna mix for 2 minutes, And then the only difference is this is like quick coat. It's going to set up quick. So add your colors quickly, divide it into your cups if you're using this as a countertop finish. Add those colors, pour it back in your bucket, do your dirty pour, or do your melded marbles, anything, but just work a little bit quicker. It is a quick setting epoxy. Add in your colors just to part B first. That way we're not worried about the epoxy setting up in the bucket. I'm just gonna get both materials white and then add in the black to get it to a gray. Midway through, you wanna scrape the sides, and don't just go through the motions. Really get the epoxy off the side, pull it into the middle, and then we're going to do the same to the bottom. Scrape off that stick. Okay guys, now we're going to take our mixed resin and get it out of this bucket, because you're going to have a longer amount of working time the quicker it gets out of the bucket. All right, guys, we are ready to pour our flakes. We painted our vanity. So I lightly sanded that first coat. I applied another 3 ounces per square foot, tinted it gray. I then sanded my edges, finished those so they're nice, smooth, and they're ready for the flakes. It's now time to mix up 1 to 2 ounces maximum of our SpeedCure to adhere the flakes. When you break through your bucket, have one standing by, close it in there. I'm gonna mix that up crystal clear and squeegee that out nice and tight. I'm gonna use the same roller that I apply the ultimate top coat with. I'm gonna back roll it so it's nice and even and I don't have any puddles. If you have a puddle of epoxy, you throw your flakes out, the flakes are gonna settle, the epoxy is gonna go through again. If you want 100% flake coverage, you want that panel to be completely dry, no shiny or glossy spots showing when you go to scrape those flakes. So I'm almost throwing this so it skirts across. And use the lights above as your friends at this point, guys. If it's shiny, there's not enough flakes. When we come back in 4 hours from now and scrape all the loose flakes and the flakes that have fallen on our floor here, we'll be able to sweep them right up and use them on the next project. I'm coming up here, okay, I see a little bit of glossy right along this edge. Touch it up as desired. We're gonna be back in 4 hours to scrape away loose flakes. Then we're gonna vacuum and apply the first seal coat. All right, guys, we're back. The SpeedCure is nice and cured, and it's time to scrape those loose flakes. I like to use drywall joint knives. This is the bigger one, and there's your 6-incher. And just a couple pro tips. We're gonna keep a shallow angle, real light. I'm not gonna be pushing. I'm just gliding any loose flakes off. I'll pile them up and then scrape them off into the box for the next job. After we scrape off and save those loose flakes, I'm gonna grab the vacuum and vacuum up any of those micro flakes that may be sticking behind. And then we're gonna apply a seal coat, a 2 ounce per square foot coat. From here on out, we're going art coat. Why? Because it's the most UV resistant epoxy on the market, meaning it's gonna stay color fast for the longest amount of time. All right, folks, it's the next day. We've sanded the tops, it's cured really good. Any bubbles that you see from this off-gassing from underneath the flakes, you wanna open those up. You'll see a little white dot. Don't even panic about that. When you do the next coat, it's gonna fill in that little white dot. If you don't sand it open, that little clear bubble may catch your eye down the road. We're gonna mix up 4 ounces per square foot to the panel. We're doing a heavy flood coat. I'm also gonna add just a wee bit of diamond dust. And then we're pouring, troweling. We're gonna chop with our phalanges. We'll come back the next day and check on the flood coat. If it's good to go, nice and smooth, we're ready for the ultimate top coat. All right, guys, our panels and vanity are ready for the ultimate top coat. That's our final step to bring durability to maximum. We're going with the glossy version today. The glossy version over this hybrid flake blend is awesome. It looks just like the real thing. That 4 ounce per square foot flood coat of art coat that we applied yesterday was perfect. It was exact amount we needed. If you have too many craters, it's really uneven, you maybe didn't apply enough epoxy, feel free to apply another 3 to 4 ounce coat of art coat over the project to maybe add a little bit of weight, but it'll get it glass smooth. Then you could come back the next day, sand, and do the ultimate top coat. So we have mixing and application instructions on our website. We'll leave a link in the description below that goes over every step you need to do this right the first time. Pro tip, guys, do this on a island piece. Do it on a coffee table. Get a little practice in. We got our rollers delinted. That means we took some blue tape. We eliminated the lint. We're going to apply it evenly with a wet roller. Luke's going to use that 9-inch roller. He's going to cross the whole piece and then move on to the next panel. And I'm going to follow with a 6-inch roller to feather out any high points and get that finish nice and uniform. Pro tip, do not over roll. If you see a couple little lap lines early on, that's totally normal. As the product dries and becomes crystal clear, they're going to disappear. What hurts the project is if you come back and try to get that out and you spot touch it, you're definitely going to see that when it cures. Our ultimate top coat is a 2-to-1 product. Midway through mixing, I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna add some of my water. When applying the ultimate top coat, be sure to hit your edges last. I hit the surface first and then my edges, and don't forget the rolled top and bottom. If you hit those edges first, you create a little indentation and that can leave a pattern when you continue on to apply. If you forget, you hit the edge first, bring it back into the pan and give it some pressure to smooth that roller back out. You can install as quick as 24 hours, but you're gonna need to be careful. It's best to wait a minimum of 48 before packing up and yarding off to the job site. Yeah, alrighty, showtime for this bathroom. These aren't real quartz slabs, so I can walk them right up the driveway by myself. Grab final measurements and make last-minute trims with a compact saw. Pro tip, lay a couple strips of tape over your cut line for a clean, straight edge. Let the blade work, no hero moves, no need to push like a madman. Dry fit the vanity with the backsplash. Check the reveals, make sure it sits tight like it grew out of that wall. If it doesn't, you know now, not after the glue is down. For the shower, I'm buttering the back with silicone caulk in generous blobs where the panel meets the wall. I'm using 100% silicone in the 90-degree corners. Push, wiggle, set, then tool that silicone bead so it looks like you mean it. Undermount sink time, run a smooth silicone bead around the rim, set the sink and clamp it snug to the underside. Check the reveal all the way around. Silicone needs a little squish, not a wrestling match. Our hybrid flake system instantly levels up bathrooms, kitchens, or whatever you want the natural stone vibe with the performance of premium epoxy. Durable, easy to clean, and totally customizable. Hit our site, browse our endless flake blends, and stop window shopping for your dream bathroom. You're looking at it, you can dream it, you can make it with Stone Coat Epoxy.